Hello, South Carolina Democrats. I'm Catherine Fleming Bruce, 2026 candidate for the United States Senate, running to repeal and replace Lindsey Graham in 2026. Greetings to the County Democratic Party chair and all county officers, delegates, alternates, elected officials, and appointed officials, clergy, local candidates, and guests. Congratulations to you all on a successful 2026 county convention, and thanks for the work that you put in 24/7 to advance democracy in your county and statewide. I'm sorry that I could not join you in person for your convention, as there are so many taking place at the same time. But I decided to record this personal greeting to commend you on your work, to tell you a little bit about my campaign for U.S. Senate, and to invite you to join my team. There are three things I'd like to tell you about my focus during this primary. First, I'm a lifelong activist and advocate, thanks to my parents, the late Sumter County Council Chair Louis Fleming, and Emma Fleming, a retired teacher who's doing well and always ready to remind me to stay on my P's and Q's. My dad was a 1988 Jesse Jackson delegate to the Democratic National Convention, and I'm sure that they have plenty to talk about now that Reverend Jesse has passed through the pearly gates. Second, one of the honors of my life was my appointment by Judge Clifton Newman, nephew of Ida Quincy Newman, as foreperson for South Carolina's longest running state grand jury public corruption investigation. During the course of this investigation, I executed subpoenas and signed indictments for 7 state lawmakers who were breaking the public trust. We issued a public report that showed the influence of dark money, including some legislators leading them to work for corporations instead of for their constituents. This work defending state law makes me the only candidate in the primary with legislative experience. In addition, it prepared me to move from identifying corruption from the state level to identifying it at the federal level. I'm more than ready and willing to take on that challenge. Finally, I'm committed to supporting policies that bring federal funding back to South Carolina. Right now, billions are being dropped on the bombing of Iran in a conflict that has killed U.S. soldiers and more than 100 Iranian schoolgirls. A conflict that Congress has not only not approved, but by their votes this week on the War Powers Act, has shown themselves willing to be lackeys for the president rather than speaking for you. The money now being spent on Iran, thanks to U.S. entanglements with foreign powers, could have been spent to expand healthcare access, on fixing our roads and bridges, on improving our system of public education, protecting our environment, providing a safety net. My commitment as your next senator is to work for South Carolina, not foreign interests, special interests, or corporations. My donations will come from you, not from those lobbying for foreign interests, special interests, or corporations. When I win the primary, I will work not only to win my own general election, but to support other U.S. Senate campaigns so that we have a Democratic U.S. majority that can block bad policy and advance a Democratic agenda. In closing, I want to speak briefly on the issue of electability. I've heard people ask, who can win the general election? Who can defeat Lindsey Graham? If we think back, we can recall that when Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were running for president in the Democratic primary, some asked the same questions about him. Can he win the general election? What was his answer? Yes, we can. Why? Because he had faith in the voters and he had faith in his platform. The voters, in turn, exercised hope in the values and policies that Barack Obama stood for and did the work to make his campaign victorious. I ask you to have the same hope and faith today to reach for a better South Carolina, a better nation, and a better world. I thank you for your attention today. I ask you for your vote on June 9th in the Democratic primary race for U.S. Senate. I ask you to donate today and to join my campaign team. Catherine Fleming Bruce for U.S. Senate is about building a campaign that you can see yourself in. Join me and let's do it together. CatherineFlemingBruce.com.